seem like a lot of fun, but with all those flips, kicks, and jumps, a cheerleader can get injured. That's why this week the American Academy of Pediatrics has published a list of recommendations on how to keep cheerleaders safe. These days, cheerleaders are a lot like acrobats, and there's been some debate over whether cheerleading is a sport. Some cheerleading organizations say it does not meet criteria necessary to be considered a sport, but the AAP says it should be treated like one because, like other athletes, cheerleaders can sustain serious injuries. According to the report, concussions and other closed head injuries account for 4% to 6% of all cheerleading injuries. And head and neck trauma make up approximately 15% of all cheerleading injuries seen in U.S. emergency rooms. Most injuries come during practice and in competition. The AAP says cheerleading should be subject to the same rules and regulations that other sports follow. They also recommend cheerleaders should have physicals to make sure they are strong enough to participate, as well as be supervised by qualified coaches who have been trained in proper spotting for gymnastics and other stunts. The AAP also believes cheerleaders should limit their stunts as well as avoid hard surfaces when performing them. And like any other athlete, cheerleaders should be checked and monitored for concussions if they have a head injury. For today's Health Minute, I'm April Williams.
Did you know college cheerleading has been associated with 31 catastrophic injuries and high school cheerleading with 73? College cheerleading accounts for about 70% of all female catastrophic sports injuries, and high school cheerleading around 65% of all high school female catastrophic sports injuries. In 1980, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission reported an estimated 4,954 hospital emergency room visits caused by cheerleading. In 2007, the number increased to 26,786 with head and neck injuries. But in 2007, 221 cheerleaders were hospitalized, 217 were treated and transferred to another hospital, and 64 were held for observation. Now you ask, what can we do to prevent all these injuries? The answer is easy. All one has to do is compare cheerleading in 1960 to today. The lesson learned in football injury data collection can also be applied to cheerleading. Injuries may never totally be eliminated, but with reliable injury data collection systems, constant analysis of the data, and the development and evaluation of effective injury prevention strategies, these injuries can be dramatically reduced. To reduce injuries in cheer, it is suggested that there is better training of spotters, mandating floor mats for complex stunts, restricting complex stunts when the surface is wet, and encouraging certification for coaches. My recommendation for cheerleading safety and the reduction of catastrophic and other injuries is to make cheerleading a sport. Making cheerleading a sport will put it under the control of an athletic department, which will in turn to require that it follow the rules and regulations other sports follow, and provide the benefits that other sports have. Some of the benefits would include qualified coaches, availability of certified athletic trainers, better practice facilities, improved medical care, and limits on practice time. There is no question in my mind that if cheer was declared a sport under the control of an athletic department, the number of injuries would be reduced. Other things that will reduce injuries are all cheerleaders should have a medical examination, including complete medical history, before they are allowed to participate. Cheerleaders should be trained by a qualified coach with cheerleading certification and training in gymnastics and partner stunting. Plus, he or she should also be trained in the proper methods for spotting and the other safety factors. Cheerleaders should be exposed to proper conditioning programs and trained in proper spotting techniques. Cheerleaders should receive proper training before attempting gymnastic and partner stunts and should not attempt stunts they are not capable of completing. Coaches should supervise all practice sessions in a safe facility. Flips and falls off pyramids should be prohibited. Pyramids that are over 2 people high should not be performed, and 2 high pyramids should not be performed without mats or proper spotting. If it is not possible to have a physician or certified athletic trainer at games and practice sessions, emergency procedures should be provided. An emergency plan should be available in writing to everybody involved in the program, including the athletes. When a cheerleader has experienced or shown signs of head trauma, he or she should receive immediate medical attention and should not be allowed to practice or cheer without written permission from a physician. Training programs should have a risk management plan and strategies to promote all aspects of safety. Cheerleading is a great sport for both females and males, and by promoting safety, it will continue to grow in participation numbers and will experience continued success. For all those associated with cheerleading programs, best wishes for a successful and safe year.